Hey guys, it's Miss Basil here. So today is Thursday. I'm going to kind of walk you through some of the activities that you need to accomplish today and kind of talk about some things that are happening. So it's Thursday, so things that you need to get done are the St. Patrick's Day St. Patrick's Day fraction activity. It is due on Friday. I'm going to assign you a 4x1 multiplication activity. All you have to do is answer the multiplication questions, and there's 14, maybe 20. So you answer and then you just type in the answer that you get. So you're gonna have to solve them and then type it in. I think that was it. So kind of two things that you need to be working on, and then make sure when you're done you're posting and you're hitting the little blue button that says turn in. So those are kind of the two activities that you need to get done. If you finish those, the MobyMax contest, which is still up and running, and there's an assignment on MobyMax, which is fractions to decimals, which we kind of talked about, but then we kind of got cut short with that. But the activities should kind of like help guide you so that you know what you're doing. So those are some things you should be working on. I've heard through the comments that we're struggling a little bit with some of the fractions, the St. Patrick's Day fractions activities. So I was going to kind of just walk you through them. I'm new to sharing a screen on a video, so we're going to kind of hopefully work our way through that. So on your screen, if you go to your Google Classroom, so this is your stream on your Google Classroom, then you go to your classwork. I'm going to post all of the messages just kind of to the message board, and then all the math activities. So this one's gray because I haven't assigned it yet, but I will. And then you have your St. Patrick's Day fractions activity. So 3 of you have already turned it in, which is awesome. And so if you click on it, it'll bring you to the activity that you need to work on. So we're just going to walk our way through each slide. So the first slide is all equivalent fractions. It tells you at the bottom what you need to work on. This one says to drag the shamrocks to match the equivalent fraction. So if 1/4, you're going to find 1/4 over here, click on it, drag it over it. Slide number 2, equivalent fractions, 1/5. You have to find 4 fractions that are equivalent to 1/5. You click on it, and then you drag it on over. The third slide, it says that determine which pot of gold belongs to each leprechaun. So my pot of gold is equal to 1/2, so you find 1/2, you click on it, drag it over. Slide number 4, collect all 4 leaf clovers that are larger than 1/2. So if it's bigger than 1/2, you click on it, drag it over. Comparing fractions, turn the arrow. So looking at these two fractions, which one is bigger? So if you have to draw a model, if you have to look, this one is equal to 1/2, this one's bigger than 1/2, however you need to do it. And then I believe you just click that little circle there and move it over again. Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult on a phone. So here, slide number 6 is ordering fractions. So you have these 3 fractions, you need to put them in order, and it says from least to greatest. Slide 7, decomposing a fraction. Determine which fraction has been decomposed. So we have 6, 6, 12, 2, 2, 1. Add them together. If you think it's this fraction, you move it up here. So those are the moving pieces there. 8. This is the one I heard some comments about. So you have to add this mixed number together. So 1 plus 2, which is 3. 1 plus 2, which is 3, so it's 3 3/4. So you come down here and you find 3 3/4. I click on it and I drag it over. Then you add the fraction after it. So 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, 2 5/5, which is the same as 3. So I click on it and I drag it over. Just to make sure, 1 plus 5 is 6, 2 plus 1 is 3, so that would be equal. So you have to kind of click and drag it over. This is from here down. We got to it, but we kind of didn't at the same time. So multiplying fractions, you have to figure out what number would I multiply 1/5 by to get to 4/5? Well, remember, you just multiply straight across. So this would be 4. So you would type in 4, because 1 times 4 is 4, and then 5 times 1, you'd put 4 over 1. 5 times 1 is 5. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Just try your best with this section. Improper, create a path to the pot of leaf by matching the mixed numbers in the improper fractions. So you have it improper fractions, so you're going to divide 4 into 11, find the mixed number, click it, drag it over. If they're not there, then they shouldn't be, because there's just supposed to be a path that goes. Sorry. Adding fractions, again, we did not get to this point, so again, try your best with adding the fractions. But what you have to look at is the side fractions, so 3/10 plus 15/100ths. So the 3 you're going to add to the 10th spot, so 3 plus 5, which is 8. So you would look for 18/100ths, which I see somewhere. You guys would be yelling at me. Where it's right there, Miss Basil. So you would move them to that spot, which I don't see. So maybe that one's just a corner piece. So you have to kind of click and drag and move on. I think this one is kind of the most challenging slide. So you would flip or rotate it to make them true. The next slide, write in word form, and so you're going to double click underneath one. So the first one, you're going to write 32/100ths as a fraction. So that'd be 32/100ths. And then as a decimal point, you put a 0, decimal point, 32. I typed in 23, of course. 32/100ths, 32/100ths. We didn't get to this point. Just try your best. Write them as tenths and hundredths. So 4/10ths would be 40/100ths, because you're basically timesing both by 10. This 7/100ths, you're dividing both by 10, so it'd be 7/10ths. So you're representing the numbers in more than one way. So 4/10ths, you could look at it this way, 4/10ths. You could look at it this one. This one is 4/10ths. And then 40/100ths, which would be the same as 4/10ths. Try your best. Again, we didn't really get to this part this year. Determine, so there's 10 sections on this number line. So where is a 4-leaf clover? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then you would type in 8/10ths in the box. Yeah, decimal, okay. And the last one, so you're putting them from, oh, sorry, not the last one, second last one. You're putting them in order from least to greatest. Which one's the smallest number? Which one's the biggest number? And this first one's actually already in order, because this is 9/100ths. And then 46, 72. I always look at it, if it looks like this, you could also call it 80/100ths. So 80 is bigger than 9. So that's how I would look at it. You just have to move them around. So this one is the smallest. Then you have your biggest. And then your middle. Again, when I see the 3, I always just put a 0 at the end. So it's 30, 26, 10, and that's 5. Another way just kind of to look at it. The last one, collect all the shamrocks that are greater than 50/100ths. So that would be decimal point 50. So which one's bigger than that? Click on it, drag it over. I believe that is it here. So try your best. I know that, what is it, from 9 down, we kind of talked about it, but we really didn't. Just try your best with that. So those are the activities. So